What's up, JEFusion fans? This is Philip and welcome back to another video. As you can see, I'm not at home. I'm actually at work, taking advantage of my free time, and also I'm the only one here. So I decided to make this video. And now we are going to talk about the buckles from Kamen Rider Geats. So in fact, I have actually made one already, but this is solely focused on the boost buckle. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, go check the link down in the description because most of the things that we know about the boost buckle so far is already mentioned in that video, but uh, there has been new information, and after that, there were new things about the boost buckle. So those new things I will talk about in this video. But again, if you missed that one, link is down in the description below, so you can check out the boost buckle, right? And how it's probably the most broken item in the DGP. So with that said, let's move on with the video. So before I start, I actually would like to divide the buckles into two categories. So we have the raised buckles and the armed buckles. So let's talk about the raised buckles first, because these are I would say, the more important items that we get to see so far. So we do have the Magnum buckle, Zombie, Ninja, and Boost. So I would consider Boost as one of the raised buckles. So what do the raised buckles do? So these are the buckles that give our riders their signature forms. And Ace actually explains that these buckles, or the riders, have some sort of affinity for these buckles, or kind of a compatibility with them. Although technically, if you're a rider in the DGPs, you can use any raised buckle, even without that affinity or compatibility. And Ace also demonstrates it himself that, you know, your compatibility or affinity is not important as long as you know how to use your buckles effectively. You will be able to win the DGP. So of course, the affinities and compatibilities that we have so far, we have Geats with the Magnum, Buffa with Zombie, Ninja with Tycoon. But we see so far that Geats has actually used all of these three, and he has used them in ways that probably even Buffa and Tycoon have never imagined, like the zombie buckle, for example. So Geats has used it in ways that Buffa probably doesn't know. So yeah, now the boost buckle is technically not the only raise buckle that doesn't have some sort of affinity with any rider, although we do see it as one of Geats' signatures. But uh, one of the skills, or one of the abilities that the boost buckle has is, well, you get the boost striker, but apparently, right? So the boost striker in episode 1, so we do see it transform into a fox. Well, it also happens in episode 2, but depending on the rider using it, the boost striker can technically transform into any other animal depending on who's using it. Like Buffa actually used this function, and instead of a fox, well, you do get a buffalo. So I've actually seen Tycoon use the boost buckle, but it didn't turn into a raccoon dog yet. But technically, or theoretically, it's possible. Nago used the boost buckle, and she didn't use the boost striker, but rather she used it to boost the hammer from the hammer buckle and made it into a giant rocket powered hammer. So it's one of the abilities of the boost buckle, which I really think is really, really powerful. That's why I consider it the most broken item in the game. So with that said, right, so you can mix and match these forms, let's say I can use the Magnum and Ninja, so revolve and, use the revolve function to switch them, you know, have the upper half and lower half switch and those kinds of stuff. So now let's move on to the armed buckles. So as Michinaga considers them, he says that they are trash. But again, I would actually agree with Ace a bit more here, saying that it's not really the buckle that you have, but how you use it. So the armed buckles compared to the raised buckles are obviously weaker versions. So you do get extra armor, but it's just a little bit, and every armed buckle has the same armor. So the difference is the weapons that you get. And what's interesting about the weapons that you get from the armed buckles is that they are repainted weapons from previous Kamen Riders from different series. So let's say the arrow, for example, is based off of, or it is a repaint rather, of Kamen Rider Zamonas from Kamen Rider Geo over Quartzer. So yeah, it is a repaint of Kamen Rider Zamonas' weapon. And I also see a lot of weapons from Kamen Rider uh, Forze, actually, or at least I've seen two. So we have the shield and chain array. So those are repaints of Kamen Rider Forze's weapons. In fact, the shield is repainted for the second time, because the last time that we saw a repaint of the shield, it was actually used by Kamen Rider Saber's sentimental dragon form. So, well, a lot of people see this as, cheap and lazy. For me, it's not the case. Like, this is Toei and Bandai probably being more cost efficient. And, it would be a shame, actually, them having spent thousands, maybe even millions of yen on creating props and costumes, and just having them rot in some sort of warehouse is just a waste of money. So well, I really don't care about the repaint aspect. It's just different, or it's better than spending so much money creating new stuff, new props that you're probably gonna use like what, once or twice, right? So, but that's just my opinion on that. So you can use the arm buckles and the boost buckles together, and even when you revolve them, right? So even if you switch the upper and lower halves, so you still get the weapons that you need to use. So let's say, for example, Kamen Rider Nago used the claw and hammer buckles together. Yes, it happened. So even if she revolves them, she still gets to use both weapons at the same time. And with the raise buckles, so you do get different effects depending on where you equip them. So let's say, for example, the Magnum buckle, if you equip it on your right side of the desire driver, so meaning the upper half of your body, so your arms get extra guns, which is very nice. So like you can fire both at the same time as well, or maybe even 3 times if you're using the Magnum shooter as well. And Geats actually has used the Magnum buckle on his lower half. So, well, he's not really doing a rider kick, but he charges the Magnum, you know, he charges the lower half Magnum form with the upper hammer arm buckle. I'm getting mixed up here. So he was able to use the side cannons, but on his legs this time, and he was able to like produce a very powerful shot, like a kick shot, which I really think is a testament of Geats' knowledge of the Desire Grand Prix and the use of the armed and raised buckles. So he does know his way around the game, I would say. So yeah, what do you think of the raised buckles and the armed buckles? Which one is your favorite? And probably for the armed buckles, so which weapons from previous Kamen Riders would you like to see? So tell me down in the comments below. So again, if you missed the first video about the buckles, or well, the boost buckle to be precise, so link is down in the description. Anyways, this has been Philip. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get the latest from JEFusion. See you in the next video. Bye.